Hey, family. So I just wanted to take a moment and, as usual, send a word of encouragement. It seems like lately God has really been impressing on me to be an encouragement to others because I'm also going through a very difficult time. For you guys, y'all know everything that occurred with Zuriel's car, and that rocked me to my core because it's just so unexpected. I could never have imagined that I'll be dealing with these kind of damages to her car. And it honestly kind of had me be still for a couple of days, and not in a good stillness. The first part of it, honestly, I was down because I just had a moment like, God, like you already know everything that I'm managing, everything I'm dealing with. And I truly asked God, like, God, why would you allow this to happen? And he let me be in my feelings. He let me be in the moment. And he reminded me that the weapons are going to form. The enemy is doing his job. The enemy is the master. He's the manufacturer of creating weapons. So he's doing his business. He's doing what he was created to do. But I serve a God who is the creator of the enemy. So he knows the enemy's strategies, he knows his tactics, he knows the enemy's arrogance. The same way the enemy is studying each and every one of us so he can pay attention to our weaknesses, right? God is also allowing access, but he also blocks and limits how much the access of the enemy has to us. So, one of my favorite stories in the Bible is Job. And when God says, "Have you tried my faithful servant Job?" I'm like, so Lord, you offered Job up, which means you offered me up. You said, "Have you tried my faithful servant Danisha?" And I'm like, God, like, why would you put my name on his mind? And he reminded me, I put his your name on his mind because this assignment is to better you. This assignment is to stretch you. This assignment is to prune some things off of you. It's also to introduce a new part of God that I'm not aware of. And I'm seeing God's faithfulness. I'm seeing how I abide in his love in a different way that I could never have done without these circumstances. And then in addition to that, as a mother, I'm seeing God move on my daughter. Zuriel wrote a heartfelt message to me. It rocked me to my core, y'all. Like I just was blown away of how she openly expressed her challenges, didn't allow, pride to stand in the way of her sharing her story. And it wasn't about her thanking me. It was about her being vulnerable enough to say, yeah, I went through some things, but God has given me the strength. God has given me the grace and the mercy. God has sustained me. And for her to share that, it was such a blessing. It was such a testimony that God is also working in my daughter through these circumstances. Too often, as the parent, I'm the fleshly parent. I want to protect her from all these things, and God is like, no, she got to go through some of these obstacles too, so she learned who I am. She can't get to heaven off of her mother's faith. She has to have her own salvation. And a part of that salvation is the sanctification process. So the same way God is pruning me, he's pruning Zuriel. And I gotta allow that. And sometimes that's hard. Oh my goodness, it's hard. I'm not gonna just say as a mother, as a parent, because I'm sure fathers feel that as well because they're naturally protectors. But God, but God, he's sovereign. He's the greatest protector that we will ever get to meet. So I'm just encouraging you that if you're going through something right now that you just have agony about it, it's painful, and you even questioning, God, why did you allow it? He allowed it because there's something he's doing that you don't see right now. And you may never see the full picture because God's will, our human brain can't comprehend it. But when you get through it, when he heals you, when you overcome, because you already have the victory, that's God's promise, you're going to be introduced to a part of God that you never was able to see unless you went through this journey. When we go through caves, for people who love being in nature and the wilderness like me. There's just something about going in that journey. Like you just start to explore new things and new obstacles that you could never have imagined, that you didn't even know existed in this world. And that's the same for our journey. Our journey, every time we take a step, every time we go over doubt, worry, fear, we are now exposed to a new part of God. So hold on to Jehovah Shalom, the Prince of Peace, peace surpassing all understanding. Even in the midst of the storm, you have peace because you know that God is with you. You are anchored to his love. You are anchored to his promises. At the beginning of the year, God told me very clearly, you are going to go through some things this year and it's going to be hard. It's going to be rough, but stay anchored in me. He told me this in January. And now I understand. But that's the God we serve. He prepares us, he warns us, he sends us with the equipment we need, the armor of God. That's the equipment. And he let us know, while you are in this battlefield, I'm going to make sure you have every piece of armor and the helmet of salvation. That's it for me, protecting my mind, because Satan be coming for my mind, y'all. But God don't ever allow those thoughts to settle. He makes sure he reminds me that I belong to him. I don't belong to Satan at all and never will. Now, God gave him permission to test me, but he will never be able to harm me. So he can test all he wants. And some tests, yeah, I may fail. That's life. When you fail those tests, you got to retake it. But that's the grace of God. That's the love of God. God is faithful. He is so worthy of us. If he never gave up on us, why in the world would we give up on him? So keep pressing, stay anchored, stay encouraged. I will be here to continue y'all to send y'all messages. I pray that it's helping you. Maybe God is just using this to speak back to me. It may not even be for y'all, but I pray that it could be a word of encouragement just to continue to remind you that you're not alone. You are not alone in this, and you're going to get through it. You just have to keep trusting in God's faithfulness. So I love you guys. I am always praying for each and every one of you, and just continue to be blessed. Have a beautiful day.